need of the hour. If the need of the hour is this, because I'll give you, there has been report, this is not what I'm quoting. There has been report given to the Ministry of Home Affairs by the intelligence agencies of India, which don't work for any party, by the way, that there is some three districts, Pithoragarh, Champawat, and I think Uddam Singpur. In this, the Muslim population has increased. And in fact, if I can be very candid, the report even says there is a corridor which is being informally built in. ISI is active in Nepal. ISI is trying to be very active in this region. The population of the immigrants has increased 2.5 times than the census of 2011. ढाई गुना बना विनीत 10 साल में, which has not happened anywhere in India. And the corridor is being tried to build to connect UP, Uttarakhand, Bihar, and Nepal and to Pakistan. So a kind of an informal, kind of, if I can say in the, what do we call in technology, is a kind of a VPN is being tried to build in, wherein this will have access. So to counter that, and how in these districts which are adjoining Nepal, there's an influx of migrants. Why these people are only immigrating to these districts, not other districts of the Uttarakhand? Why these people are only getting around the Hindu shrines? Why these people are only getting around the strategic border infra? These are some pertinent questions which need to be answered. And so Uniform Civil Code will be something which will be even for all. We need the kind of law which applies on you, applies on me, and applies on anybody else. So this, in fact, has to be in the need of the hour, and this should be implemented across the country. Because otherwise, these issues like hijab and all will keep on cropping up. Because there are some people who are interested in fermenting trouble. So the best way to ferment trouble is to get religion involved and start creating issues which do not exist. So these kind of things have to be handled, and Uniform Civil Code is a very welcome decision, because whatever applies on you applies on me, whatever applies on me applies on Joyita. So where is the discrimination? Unless and until आपके दिल में चोर है, what is your problem with Uniform Civil Code, भाई? कोई दिक्कत क्या है? आपत्ति क्या? आपको आपत्ति होनी नहीं चाहिए. Conceptually, the law is to bring everybody together. Where on Civil Code is a very welcome decision, because whatever applies on you applies on me, whatever applies on me applies on Joyita. So where is the discrimination? Unless and until आपके दिल में चोर है, what is your problem with Uniform Civil Code, भाई? कोई दिक्कत क्या है? आपत्ति क्या? आपको आपत्ति होनी नहीं चाहिए. Conceptually, the law is to bring everybody together. Where on earth is the dissonance or the disconnect? Because I have given you the numbers. There is a very specific pattern of immigration only to 3 districts. That's not all the districts. These immigrants are coming from all over. They're not locals and they're not from Uttarakhand. They've been made to come and immigrate there. IB and all has given their reports on that. This is not what is my hypothesis. मैं कुछ हवा में तीर नहीं लगा रहा. So this is a report from IB. The report is with Ministry of Home Affairs. Now there are places. I don't want to kind of sensitivize the conversation. There are some places which have been discussed sensitive, and there are some districts, there are some very towns which are hypersensitive or very sensitive category. Now, if the intelligence mechanism of this country, which is not controlled by BJP or Congress or anybody, has given this report, so the cognizance must be taken. And why the immigration is happening to only these 3 districts? I'm not talking about the local Muslim.
Immigration.
I'm not talking about the local
in the border areas. Do you think the UCC is going to help it out?
Up of more than 500 madrasas and more than 1,000 mosques in these areas. Why suddenly it has happened? Why then the proportions do not match with anywhere else in the country? Why 2.5 times the immigration than the 2011 census, which has not happened anywhere in the country? And why this immigration to the only places which are adjoining the border, which are Nepal border? So there is a pattern, sir. Unfortunately, there's a pattern which needs to be looked into. And if Dhami ji, being the elected leader, thinks UCC has an answer,
so Sumit, are you saying that the UCC is being done to protect?
Sir, Uttarakhand ki to main baat hi nahi kar raha. I'm saying it should be implemented across the whole country, and it is not. Now for last 6 months, 1 year, I have been asking for it. I've been requesting for it, because if we want to stop these hijab and all kind of issues and dharm census coming up, I'm saying dharm census also, then UCC is the answer, because you have to get UCC. And wherever the need is dire, it should be get faster. Then why are we waiting for a disaster to happen? Do we want the Uttaranchal files to be made 10 years, 20 years down the line? Obviously, we are not interested in that.
Okay.
So let's understand the need of the hour and do it what needs to be done.
All right, Joyita,
Uttarakhand
Lagega, it's across all religions. It's not only for one community, because technically that's not possible. So that point is completely off the table. Now, why Uttarakhand? Because there have been credible reports that the demography of the place of these three districts, which I mentioned specifically, are changed. There are areas from sensitive to hypersensitive. There is a ISI role which is being seen, and I don't know how many of these people who are disguised as illegal immigrants, some of them might be working for ISI, or they're Pakistanis who have been infiltrated through that route. There is a possibility like that. So having said that, I am for UCC for across the country. That's what I've been demanding for years now. So if Uttarakhand needs it fast, let it start from Uttarakhand and go elsewhere else. I am 100%
Sumit, the opposition has gone on to say.
Yeah, when you lose the election, so you will carry something, and you know when Congress is a house of misplaced priorities.
But they also say that this will be the infringement of personal religion.
Murder also. Let's have personal law for banking, for inheritance. Then why do we have a IPC in India? Now let's scrap the IPC. फिर IPC की जरूरत क्या? Then let's scrap the IPC. Let's everybody have its own law. Let's become the tribes of India, and then we will all have all one law. And there will be a tribal chief who will decide the matters. We don't need court, high court, supreme court. सबकी छुट्टी कर दो. क्या चाहिए? किस लिए चाहिए फिर? I mean, there is this UCC is missing in this country for a lot of time. And even the Honorable Supreme Court on record has said that UCC must be implemented. This is not my opinion. The Honorable Supreme Court is also saying the same.
Exactly.
I am saying that it should be implemented. If you let if there are fissions, if there are wedges, if there are gaps, some people will come and take the central stage. They will want to hijack the agenda in their own way. So to avoid such situations and not to hinge the not to deter the popular.
Okay, Joyita, do you think it's a?
I went to a convent school or a Christian missionary school. I was taught, the verses of Bible all my childhood. That was not a problem. But anyway, let me keep that aside. Now, the point here is, let me ask one question, sir. Let me, with due respects. Now, there are Muslims which live in America. There's uniform civil code. They live in so many European countries. There is uniform civil code. So, what is their option? Do they choose not to live there, or are still living there? If they can follow the uniform civil code in America or a European country, यहाँ क्या तकलीफ है? क्यों तकलीफ है? It is just the political mismanagement. We were threatened when we will take 375 and 370 और 35 हटाएंगे, खून की नदियां बहेंगी, तिरंगे को कंधा देने वाला कोई नहीं मिलेगा. ट्रिपल तलाक, ओवैसी जी went on air and saying कि लगा के दिखाओ, देखते कौन लगाएगा. So these political rhetorics and all will continue. But let me tell you, we need the 99.9% of Muslim in India is not with the hijab. If they were with the hijab, then the hijab controversy will be in every gully. Mohalla and coach is not there. It's only in a small pocket of Karnataka. As if Muslims only live there, they don't live anywhere in the country. So if you are able to communicate what is good for it, how does it benefit the society, and how will it help us shape a better future for our future generations to come, I am very sure it will happen at a ground level. Politically, there will be dissonance. Politically, there will be noise. You can expect another Shaheen Bagh to crop up. You can expect another Kisan Andolan to crop up. We were told that Kisan Andolan will whack BJP in UP. Khatam ho jayega BJP. 5 seats nahi aayegi. It doesn't seem to be happening. If Kisan Andolan worked, why did Badal's do it? Why did Arvind Kejriwal win? Then by that logic, Badal should have won Punjab. So, Shaheen Bagh will do this. So we have seen many these kind of political fiascos and theaters being created. But with time, we have seen and understood how do they work, and we also discovered ways how to live and survive with it. ठीक है, जी लेंगे. But if it is in the good of the country, we'll live with it.
Sumit, I would like to point out here the rhetorics side I am talking, which is there in the